I said it that my entire family would have been killed last week in my house because my wife brought fuel into my kitchen, lighted up the gas, the two burners, put pot on the burner. You were in my house yesterday night, you didn't enter the kitchen. Put pot, lighted up the fire, poured the fuel I bought, she thought was oil. And the fuel was heating up in the kitchen. At that point, the smell became obvious. She carried the gallon and ran into my room, lifted it up and asked me, "Sweetheart, did you buy fuel with this granite oil bottle?" I quickly grabbed it from her and asked her, "I hope you did not enter the kitchen with this." Already it was shortened, so I ran into the kitchen. In getting to the kitchen, I saw fuel inside pot heating up. So she turned up the gas, turned up the other gas, turned up the third gas, and then we carried the fuel inside the pot outside the house, poured it on the head, it burnt that place and turned it black. Creation needs to recognize you as its creator.
Yes, sir.
And so I have tried to reason it out, because if I was told, I would not have believed it. Nobody who heard it believed it, except for those who were in the house when it happened. The guy who came to the house to record her called his mom. The mom's asking, "What about the face of the person?" Because the moment she opened that gallon and draw it close to the fire, before pouring into that pot, it would have exploded. For 2 days, I could not sleep in my house because my mind was highly traumatized. What if that stuff had exploded? What would have become of your wife? I was seeing images of people that were burnt and never survived. I am teaching immortality, I'm teaching identity, but this one staggered my mind. And the Lord said, "The fuel saw me in your wife." And because what is created cannot kill the creator, is submitted. What is created cannot kill the creator. When Moses was to go to Egypt for the rescue of the Israelites, please listen to my story. Moses lived in Egypt, right? Before he ran out of Egypt. So Moses knew Pharaoh. But when he was to go back, the Pharaoh he knew had died. It was the son that was on the throne. I think that's it. Or whichever way. But Moses understood whoever that sits on that Pharaoh's throne must be a wicked man. So when God told him and said, "You are going back to Egypt to rescue my people," Moses never wanted to go because Moses was afraid of Pharaoh. And then the argument at the backside of desert began. Moses said, "I am a stammerer." God said, "That's not a problem." Then God said to him, to cut the story short, "I am sending you to Egypt as God." It was at that moment Pharaoh was disarmed.
Yeah.
See Moses. Exodus chapter 7. See Moses. I have made you God to this man you are afraid of. What you don't know that you are Lord to will Lord himself over you.
Yes, sir.
What you don't know that you are God to will destroy you. You see the way Christians are dying of sickness and we are mourning. I'm no longer mourning anybody. Die of cancer is your business. Die of HIV is your business. If you don't want to bring the truth, join those who are dying through that path. Like he said, do you know what is driving your body now? Do you know the reality, the divine essence that is presently present in your body? It's called eternal life. And the cancer is eating up the body. Can you figure it out? At the point of your born again experience, the spirit that came from Adam was removed from your body.
Yes, sir.
A brand new spirit was introduced. The new one is a new man. God did not call the old spirit the new spirit. No. I have a new wine in an old wine skin. My body is the old wine skin. The spirit that I am is the new wine. The old spirit is the old wine. So, when I say I know who I am, it's not a psychological understanding or knowledge. It's a reality. I can't imagine my wife born to have cheese in my kitchen. And it will become a headline on newspapers or myself. There are things that cannot, because every element in my house, they have heard it down with that number that we are God.
Yes.
And they know that creature cannot harm the creator.
Yes.
And then when I say I'm God, they say, should we worship you? Go ahead and worship me if that's you understand what I'm saying. Go ahead and worship me. How are we not God? The last day church, the strength of the last day church is in the church understanding its immortal identity. We have to understand our immortal identity, and all our songs must reflect it. You see all these songs of me, I no go die, me, I no go suffer, I no go beg for bread, God don't miracle my papa. It's a waste of time. It's confusing our mind. Oluwa Jowa gbe mi soke. I'm not condemning any song, but gbe you soke to where? Where are you? You are the highest height, right hand side of majesty, and you are trying to be taken higher. It's because you think that the body is who you are. I understand what that song is saying. If you're a millionaire now, make me a billionaire. If I'm a billionaire, make me a trillionaire. That's what the song is saying. There is no reality in the song. Because the highest height is to be in the class of the Creator. And we are in the class of the Creator. Hello, sir. Tell me how you pour fuel inside pot, put on the fire, and it will be heating off. Just figure it out. It happened in my house. Figure it out. Last week, Wednesday. Figure it out. That gas, that fuel, I bought it for 1,800 that night with her granite oil bottle. So inside the bottle, it was looking like oil, and I kept it by the side of the gen, close to the entrance of the house. She came and said, Thursday night, my husband bought fuel. That was in the morning. When Thursday morning. How come my husband bought oil and didn't tell me? What did she call it? Oil. She called fuel oil. That was when the miracle took place. Not in the kitchen. She called it oil.
Yeah.
Let me go to the kitchen with my oil. That was the turning point.
Yeah.
Who you say you are is what creation will respond to.
Yes.
So who are you? The harvest seed.
Hey.
Jesus said it. When the corn of wheat falls to the ground and die, it will bring much forth fruits. And then, among the harvest fruits or seeds, you single yourself out and you say you are not corn. You are something else. Or you don't have the identity of what was planted. Because what was planted had to multiply itself. So on the earth today, we have Christ. Not people owned by Christ, but Christ himself.
Yeah.
I am not a follower of Jesus. Jesus doesn't have followers. Jesus does not have followers. His brethren are not his followers. His brethren are him. They are him. Full age. He said, those that use milk, they are unskillful in the word of righteousness, for they are babies. But those who are what? He said, strong meat belongs to those who are of full age. Full age is not age in time. It's not 100 years, 500 years. That's not full age. A young man died at the age of 100. They say life well spent. I'm wondering, where did you spend the life? 80, life well spent. Where? See, we are journeying past the time when sin determines when and how you exit the earth. You determine it now. Because Jesus brought new and living way. How do you want to live the earth? How? You see, denominational mindset is the greatest evil I see on the earth today. Denominational mindset. Where you create for yourself in your mind inferiority complex or sense of unworthiness, based on the fact that you were told that you have to bribe God, and because you are not bribing well enough, you are always in that, hard posture of I am not worthy. Who told you are not worthy? He said he has made us worthy to partake of the inheritance of the saints. What do you think is the inheritance of the saints? Money, house, car, gold, silver. Are you aware that there is nothing subjected to the first man that is my inheritance? Everything created and was placed under Adam's dominion. None of them is our inheritance. Our inheritance is God Himself. And we have inherited Him. Romans chapter 8, right? I think it's chapter 8, 17. Wherefore, if children then heirs of salvation and join heirs with Jesus, what did Jesus inherit? Because what He inherited is your inheritance. And if He had inherited His inheritance, then you have inherited your inheritance. Because what He inherited was introduced in Him, and then in Him you became a partaker of it. Please answer this question and direct this question. In the book of Hebrews, the Bible said that He inherited more excellent name. Right? Jesus inherited more excellent name. What is more excellent name? God highly exalted Him and gave Him a name. But the name, what the name is, was not mentioned. Because it's not Jesus. It's not Christ, Christ or Jesus. No. Outside the earth, they don't call Him Jesus. So His name is not Jesus. Understand what I'm saying? It's here we call Him Jesus. Outside the earth, they don't call Him Christ. It is here we call Him Christ. Alright? His identification name here on earth is Jesus or Christ, right? Outside the earth, where human language is not known, what do they call Him? Do you think that angels call Him Jesus in their own civilization? No. When He steps into their own world, do they say, hey, Jesus is here or Christ is here? By what name do they identify Him? That is why when people say in Jesus' name and nothing happened, because they are not able to go beyond Jesus to see the personality called by the name. The policeman met me on the road and said, present your ID card. I was angry. You are looking at me. Ask me questions. I should show you my ID card. It's an insult. I am with you as a policeman. You are telling me to show you my ID card. This is the man on the owner of the ID card you are looking for. I am with you. So Jesus is in your heart. Jesus is in your spirit. But you are going to Orioke to look for Him. You are going to one house they call the house of God to look for Him, and you are the house of God. The house God built is you. The one man built is where you are going to look for Him. Where He is, your attention has been shifted away from them to a building. And so you wake up in the morning and say you are going to the house of God. The house of God says, I am going to the house of God. You see spiritual ignorance. And we are wondering why we are messing up with the house of God. Because we don't know that this is His house. And so we are using all manner of immoralities. All manner of sinful acts. What we cannot do in the building, we are doing with this building. Because we don't know that this is the building. full age. Once your consciousness plugs into that reality, everything changes. Everything changes. So you imagine you wake up and say that Apostle Sam died of cancer. He can, I'm not saying not those things. What I said is that my body will not die. They should wash it. The day I will leave the earth, I will live with my body. You know why? The law of the spirit of life is not subject to the law of sin and death.
Yes.
And what is operational in my spirit is the law of the spirit of life. Instead of people coming to receive the knowledge of the glory, according to 1 Corinthians 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 6. Alright? God, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, had shined in our hearts to give to us the light of the knowledge of His glory. Instead of gathering people and feeding them with that, we gather them and teach them how to bribe God to get more money. And I said, if you give me money now, you did not sow seed. The money you give to me cannot multiply in your pockets. If that money is going to multiply, I have to trade with it. So if you want to multiply money, you trade with money. You don't give out money and say, I'm giving somebody money and then the one I have will multiply. Because money is not among the realities created by God named seed. Seed is a reality created by God with the ability to multiply or reproduce itself. When planted in God created environment for the seed. That is why as active as a man's seed is, alright, that seed of man has its own earth. The woman's womb is the earth for the seed of man. Alright? Now, if you swallow corn, will it grow your stomach? No. It won't grow your stomach. Because your stomach is not the earth or the environment created for that, for the power in the corn to come alive. How do you govern your environment? It's with consciousness. Constantly being conscious of the realities of your divine spirit. And that was how I stopped my car that failed brake from crashing. Because I was in my car with the girls and my wife. Touched the brake flat. I became conscious of my spirit realities. The motor stopped, the engine was vibrating. I came down, opened the bonnet, the engine was vibrating. I pulled the throttle wide. It stopped. The engine stopped. Hello, we have entered a new season. Please. I'm not teaching, I just want to teach. I wanted to teach us. I'm not teaching yet. So I have to release my wife by divine instruction. So she's somewhere now. Alright? So Mama, can you come up?